we're starting up a little bit different thing today. Actually not fishing. I said I was going to get a little bit more of the outdoor stuff that I like to do on here, and today we're doing a distance paddle, so I'm just going to show you a few views along the way, and hopefully the humidity will chill out along the way. But we're going to do about 13 to 14 miles today. I'm starting in Falkland, North Carolina, and I'm paddling to Port Terminal in Greenville. Just started our float down the river, and we got a little bit of a current actually, so that's nice. Last time I did this, I didn't have any of that, and it made the paddle take quite a while. But we'll see how this goes. It's a beautiful morning to get going though. We got going at 7:15, and we got about 13 miles to go, 14 miles maybe. We'll know at the end. Not sure if you'll be able to see this, but the surface is just covered with water bugs swimming upriver. It's been so nice and quiet out here. I'm only 40 minutes in. I'm 2.23 miles, it says. So the current's definitely helping me out, but it's just been a quiet, beautiful ride so far. Haven't seen a person for a while. Probably won't actually until I get to Greenville, but we'll see. Just had two beavers with me right there. That was a big one that just kicked off though. I love these old trees when they're in the water like this. This one's so hollowed out. It's not exactly the Grand Canyon in here, but I'm in a coastal plain and we have very, very little rock around, but this section's got some decent sized cliffs leading to the water. I know scale's tough to tell, but this first section's probably 15 to 20 feet tall, and if you get up to that tree up there to the top, it's probably about 40 to 50 feet, almost straight down to the river. Pretty area that looks a lot different than a lot of the other area here. Just a little more of that rock cliff section. Obviously a class 5 rapid right here. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a few gar up ahead that are moving around and making bubbles and have splashed out a couple times. There's been quite a few around me lately. It's a bald eagle. It's in the sun a lot, so we can't see his colors that well, but that's the second one that's been flying around by me. That section I was telling you gets to be rock walls again. It's pretty. It's just kind of a different than what I'm used to seeing in most of the rivers around here. This is a much lower cliff than the last area, but you can see this pretty stone wall through here. We just hit 5 miles. We're an hour and a half in, and this is one of the few spots where I get to see like any human activity. There's a few spots where there's some chairs and property and no trespassing signs, but this is the back of the golf course, and we're just coming off a drought, so it looks like they're tapping into a lot of free water. We had about 4 days of thunderstorms on and off, so that's why the water's actually flowing okay and why I'm out here paddling today. But didn't realize the golf courses would be tapping in and getting the free water like this. Here's kind of what I expect more of when I think of a river in this area. A lot of the knees sticking out of the water. Really big ones here. Pretty trees. Lots of Spanish moss. See that a little bit more down towards there. There's a lot more of the Spanish moss, but pretty area right here. You can actually hear cars now. You probably won't be able to see it, but we're getting close to the interstate bridge down there. It's probably a little over half a mile till I get to it. Here we are, drifting under the interstate now. Not the prettiest part of it. Usually the only cool thing here are a bunch of birds' nests packed in at the edge of the pilings. There's always a lot of little birds' nests in here and a little bit of shade. Not really sure what we got going on here. Not sure what that is or why somebody put that in the water. If you know what that is, comment, let me know, because I haven't seen a structure like that put in, but you are at access of a bridge here, so a little odd thing. All right, my back was reminding me that I'm in my mid-40s, so we finally just hit a nice little beach section. You know, pretty open and sandy, just a little bit past the bridge, not far. We're at mile just shy of 6.5. We're a little under 2 hours into it, but this is a good spot for me to stretch for 5 minutes, take a pee, eat a snack, and get back going down the river. In case you're curious what I'm going out here with, since this is gonna only be 4 or 5 hours, I'm packed pretty light. I took my Pelican Catch. You know, this is a classic 100. It's a 10-foot kayak, but the reason I take this one, my fishing kayak, out, I've at least got a decent frame chair that makes it a little bit easier on my back. It's got quite a bit of leg room, you know. Came with the needed cup of coffee. I take my little Gregory day pack with me, get some water and snacks in there, and I got my life jacket in the back. But right now I'm just cooling down because it is getting hot out here, and we'll be back down the river in a few minutes. So many minnows. I'm sure you can't see, but there's just millions and millions of minnows in here. All right, we've enjoyed our little walk on the beach. We're about to get back on that kayak and keep going. Pretty bend in the river with the beach right here. You can see the water still moving pretty good, but the air is not, and it is getting hot, hot, hot out here. Bet the heat index is already probably low 90s. Alright, let's check the stats and see what we're at as we get around this bend. We're 7.5 miles in. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's take a peek at that weather because it's getting warm out here. It says it's only 84. The heat index is only 91. Feels warmer than that already to me, but that's probably because I've been paddling for 2 hours. But still pretty out here. Got a ways to go, so let's go get it. Bank is crazy looking in here. Just that one little section looks like that too. Really like porous sandstone. Here's our least scenic part of this section of the river. Well, of this whole paddle actually, I think. It's the back of the wastewater treatment area. There's some signs up and there's a couple of sections of buoys and another one way down at the bend up there that are warning about intakes on the side of this. But at least it doesn't smell. Here's the section that kind of makes me a little jealous because you can probably see it up in the trees up there. This is literally the only visible house since I've been paddling. And so far, I've been out for, let me take a peek here, 8.2 miles. And this is the first house. And it's the only one for a ways, but you can see they've got a dock, a nice spread, and set up with chairs over there over the water. And there's fish splashing right out there. It's a nice deep area in a pool. And then they've got this nice area through the woods that kind of levels out by the water. This is a sweet little area that I had to come back and fish sometime in the near future. But, man, I would love that house. See the suite set up a little better. The little dock there. You can't see it up there where they got a fire pit and everything, but this is such a cool little spot. Got some stairs down to the river up there too. And like I said, nothing else around it. Getting some little airplanes coming through. We are getting right up by the Pitt County Airport, and then there's the little private one that's got all the small planes leaving too. Got some animal crossing up there. They're probably a little too far for you to see. Just not where that splash was, but coming into it. I can't tell if it's a beaver or an otter. I'll see in a minute, and I'll let you know next time I turn the camera on. I think it's a beaver. We're trying the quiet drift through here. It just popped its head up. It is a beaver. Oh no, it is an otter. He's way over at the edge by that stick. Getting to the bank right now. Let's see if we can see him climb out. Oh, he went down. So, yep. One little solo river otter hanging out. We're 3 hours and 15 minutes into it and a little over 10 miles. I just checked our pace. We're averaging like 3.2-ish miles in an hour. So that's not too bad. but the back gets sore from riding this long. So I think it's time to grab a snack, get some water, and hang out in the shade for a few minutes. And then we'll get back to it to finish this thing out. Look at the size of this tree that a flood pushed up on this bank. This is insanely large. And that's why I wouldn't want to use a rope swing like that into a river like this. That tree is huge, and obviously all the way up on that embankment. But we got the two bridges right ahead of us, and if you can see that reflection off to the right, that's the start of the seawall that's right at basically the edge of downtown Greenville. So I'll give you a few quick views from there, and then we only got a couple miles to my ramp. Yep, we're getting very much back to civilization, unfortunately. Little time away, just some quiet like I just had. It's pretty good for my mind. These houses have a pretty sweet setup right here at the edge of the dog park. We're probably about halfway between Town Common and Port Terminal, so we are nearing the end, but these are a sweet setup. All right, y'all, we're on the struggle bus. We just went over 13.5, but the river has gone totally slack. There's no more like direction in it. It's been that way for about an hour, and the heat index is up to 96, which is making it feel pretty rough, but got a little bit more water and maybe a mile to go, so let's just finish it up. All right, y'all, we're at the turn into Port Terminal, so we're there. This is going to be between 15 and 16 miles, I'm guessing. I'll put the stats in the bio. But very different type of video. But like I said, I do a lot of outdoor things, so I'll start trying to put a few of the random ones up there. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and like, and have a good one.